Einstein McSmartyPants here from McSmartyPants.com, and I'm so glad to have you here because you look finer than a frog hair split four ways. And with that bit of buttering you up, let's jump into this episode of Product News Updates. For our first story, we'll talk about the spreading of seeds. No, not farmers.
Ew.
Definitely, no, not that kind of spreading the seeds. Get your mind out of the gutter for just a second. We're talking seed rounds today. And for those that know about it, it's early investment, and the seed rounds seem to be getting bigger and bigger. So as seed rounds, they're traditionally meant to be small amounts of financing to test the viability of an idea, the seed of an idea, if you will. And they've been getting larger and larger lately. And this might reflect VCs continuing to consolidate their investments. They're investing larger quantities of money than ever before, but they're doing so with fewer and fewer companies. And this is also probably indicative of the dangerous risk of VCs more focusing on building unicorns and pushing higher valuations for future rounds of financing, because that's what means profit for them, rather than considering like business viability, profitability, stuff like that. Or maybe I'm just cynical, but let's talk about a couple of huge seed rounds that came out recently. And as you may know, sales and marketing software companies, they're exploding in valuations in a good way. They're worth billions upon billions of dollars. Salesforce being the poster child here, worth a couple $1 billion at the time of this. But part of this can go two different ways. So anyone can start a company now, right, for low cost. And even if they have a bad product or service, they still spend tons of money on sales and marketing to find that out. But also just every company that's out there wants to make more money, right? And that's what sales and marketing software promises. So first, Nectar AI. And again, it's rule of thumb here. Spelled funny because it's a SaaS company and also URLs are hard to come by. But Nectar AI, they're an AI platform that raised a little over $8 million. They do work for sales teams here. They break down all the different silos of all the different applications that are being added to the sales tech stack, right? So sales teams, they're spending more and more time updating, customer CRM updates, social media posts, checking calendar apps, email apps, and a million other apps. The actual sales work seems to be getting smaller and smaller. And so Nectar AI, they help with that. They use AI to bring it all together in one little area there. And the other big, huge sales round is from a company called Correlated. And it's a product-led revenue company for sales teams. And wait, what? Hold on, wait a second. Stop the teleprompter. Geez, what the heck? So it's a product-led revenue company for sales teams. Like, aren't those completely different things? A product-led company versus a sales and marketing-led company. Like the whole philosophy, right? The term product-led came about from the idea that you spend more money that would have gone to sales and marketing, you spend it on developing a better product. And because you'll end up with a better product in the end, it'll get superior revenues.
Can
right?
I get
So
an amen?
it doesn't really make sense. Am I wrong here? It's kind of just taking one of the industry's biggest buzz phrases, product-led growth or product-led revenue. Okay, well, maybe I'm giving them a hard time. You might ask, how does this sales company affect the quality of a product? Well, it doesn't. What it does is when people jump on and do free demos, it tells the sales team how far those prospects got with their demo, so they have more information to sell the customers better. It's a smart idea, don't get me wrong, but the jargon is just getting so bad that you're just using attention-grabbing buzzwords to such an intense extent that they're saying things that are completely different from what it does and what it means. So, I mean, this has been going on for a while. I'm being a little harsh on Correlated here. Just for example, one in my own personal life, I drive a Ford Fiesta, and I've never once had a Fiesta in it. What the hell, Ford? I only bought it because I wanted Fiestas, and there's apparently been a huge misunderstanding. It's an anti-Fiesta thing. Nobody wants to party with a Fiesta driver. But no, you know what? Maybe I need to use this to my advantage, though. I could do that. Correlated, you've inspired me here. I think I'm going to take this a step further. I'm going to keep my Fiesta, but I'm going to get a bumper sticker that says Ferrari. I'm going to slap it right on the bumper there because chicks dig Ferraris, right? Chicks, right? You want to ride in my Ferrari? Yeah, well, I guess all the chicks are out of Fiestas with those Ferrari guys. Speaking of avoiding contact with people, in other news, a whole bunch of companies are springing up all over the place with their own video solutions to deal with the prevalence of nonstop, unnecessary video conferences and Zoom fatigue. It's something that's being called asynchronous video. So it essentially lets you send a video clip that can be viewed at any time, and the recipient can send a video back if they want. And what's nice is this kind of allows you to communicate, your body language and tone. You can screen share while you're trying to talk about something that's techie or complicated. But what it's most used for actually is giving the employees ability to eye roll and say, oh God, without worrying about whether they're on mute beforehand or not. It's very useful, very, very useful. There are probably multiple people listening to this right now on the verge of losing their jobs just over that. Billion-dollar industry. So check out apps like Volley or Loom, or Cisco even just announced their own asynchronous video offering, and try to get your boss to use that, because maybe the meetings that could have been emails won't be emails, but they could be asynchronous video, and maybe you'll save a little bit of sanity and be able to let loose and kind of eye roll to your heart's content there. But anyways, on to other passive aggressive news. The UK might block Nvidia's $40 billion deal we spoke about in the previous product news update episode here. So Nvidia, they're in the process of purchasing ARM holdings for $40 billion, but the UK might stop this deal for reasons of national security, apparently. Now, Bloomberg reporting on it says it's unsure how a Japanese firm being sold to Americans could mean national security issues for the UK. Well, it's pretty straightforward and easy to figure out, right? So ARM Holdings, it's a chip designer that was owned by Britain, built there. That's where the bulk of its people are. That's where its infrastructure is. It's currently owned by SoftBank, which is, of course, a Japanese company. They're just an investment bank. They're just holding on to it for now until the transaction's finalized, if it gets finalized. But Nvidia, on the other hand, they're actually in the chip industry. They're not just some big investment fund. Investment bank, they couldn't fire everyone if they wanted to, because they don't have the people or the know-how to take care of the tech, right? And selling it was good. The UK wanted that to happen because it meant rich Britons that can invest in other things, and all the Britons there got to keep their job. And on a side note, do you call them British people, British Britons, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. But Nvidia, on the other hand, they could probably mix things up tremendously. They could fire everyone if they wanted to. They're one of the top chip people out there. So if this chip deal were to pop, the fun might stop. And for those of you wondering, yes, I have made 2 really bad Pringles jokes in only a handful of these product news episodes. These bad chip dad jokes are, they're only for the bold. I'll tell you that much. And you know what? That was also a chip joke. Doritos' slogan is for the bold, and you just didn't know because it's really stupid, and a chip company that's run out of ideas is throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. But on that note, Einstein McSmartyPants from McSmartyPants.com signing off. Head over to our website, get more product info and news, and you even get to help evaluate future products before they're out so that they fit you better once they're in the market. Take care and stay awesome, my friend. Disclaimer, the offer for chicks to join me in my fake Ferrari Fiesta and have a Fiesta is a joke. The disclaimer is legally binding, and the fiance to the person behind the character Einstein McSmartyPants is to be held totally not responsible for it. Disclaimer statements like this are valid anywhere excuses are accepted and where jokes are funny, which is everywhere, especially including the state of California, where I'm currently located. Love you, babe.